Now, what did you play?
The banjo.
Who's the one?
My Uncle Frank.
Oh, Frank played that?
He played the organ, he played the accordion, saxophone, clarinet, trumpet.
Oh.
Played all the instruments by ear.
Now, did he play anything in a band at all?
Yep, they used to play in a band when I was a little boy. They all had a band.
Now, how did you learn the banjo?
I went to Artruno, took instructions.
Oh, you mean before? I know you went when you were playing.
Yeah, but I went when I was a little boy.
Oh.
About
wow.
8 or 9 years old.
Well, he must have been pretty.
I started off the Worcester Conservatory of Music on Main Street.
Really?
Was it 544, I think? Something like that, anyway.
You mean for lessons?
Down at the Palace, down there, right across the street from the lowest floor.
Right, on Main Street.
Yeah. My father wanted me to play the banjo. I wanted to take the accordion.
Oh.
That's what I wanted to play. If I ever played the accordion, I would be playing until this day, let me tell you.
Now, how old were you when you were playing the banjo?
Oh, 8 years old, 9 years old.
Really?
Yeah. I got to be good at it, too, yeah. Do you remember when I used to practice upstairs, you could hear me over the rudges?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But Mummy said, no, that's too loud. I don't want to be playing up there no more. I used to enjoy it. I was really getting really good at it, playing from memory and everything, you know, after I read the music a few times. But hey.
Well, I think I know one time she said that it was the same thing over and over, and I used to drive her nuts.
Well, repetitious because, well, you had to do your lesson, you want to get it perfect, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, she don't understand that, you know.
Right. Uncle Pat, like Uncle Tony or Uncle Charlie, did they play anything?
No, Uncle Pat didn't play nothing. And Millie played harmonica. My father played harmonica. Tony, what the hell, he played something, the saxophone, I think.
The saxophone?
Tony could play the sax, I think.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the clarinet. The clarinet.
Okay, clarinet.
Yeah. He was like my Uncle Frank. Well, my Uncle Frank, right, he only went to the 4th grade. He could play all them instruments by ear.
Wow.
Yeah. He was good at it. Yeah, they had a band when I was a little boy. I remember going to one of his friends' home, and one of his friends died at an early age, and he was one of the band players. His name was Silberto. Yeah. I remember that very good. Everybody said, how come you remember Bill over here? He says, boy, you could name all the people. You remember all their names.
I don't know how you do it. It's amazing.
It just comes naturally to me, you know. Like I start naming all my grammar school teachers, you know, in different areas and different people. And I call them Mr. So you call them Mr. or Mrs. You must have had a lot of respect for them. I said, sure, and heck did.
Yeah.
Because they were good to me. So I never forget anybody who was good to me. And I don't forget the people who were bad to me either.
Yeah. But now, Grandpa, you said he played the harmonica, right?
Who?
Grandpa?
Yeah, he was good at it.
Really?
Oh, mother, mother, put a rose on me. I remember playing that one time. Then some of the old World War I songs.
Yeah.
He could play it, really play it. Then Millie picked it up good. She got to be good.
Wow. I don't ever remember him playing the harmonica, though.
Huh?
I don't ever remember him playing the harmonica.
No?
No.
My father wouldn't play it, and I don't know, but we were home as children, you know, and he'd pick it up and during the holiday or something, and he'd be laughing, you know. I said, when he first played the harmonica, I was flabbergasted.
Really?
My father could play the harmonica?
Oh, wow. I mean, he didn't play it all the time then?
No.
Oh, wow.
No. He was good at it, too.
Huh.
Everybody got a little talent, but you got to find it, you know what I mean?
And develop it, yeah.
Well, my mother was a great singer. Okay?
Oh, I remember Grandma singing once in a while.
She had a good voice. And her brother in Italy, he was a musician.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
My brother Charlie went to Italy, and he met some of our relations over there, and they just loved to get over here to meet us.
Wow.
If they never come, we're all going to be dead.
Because Uncle Pat went over there too, right?
Yeah, Uncle Pat went over too.
Did he meet any of the relatives?
I don't know if he met anybody or not, but Charlie will retain that information because Dot would be more or less to record this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And Pat probably was. You know, it's amazing that none of my side, none of my children, nieces and nephews have the nerve to come and see me and call me or anything. Huh? That's disgusting. You know what I mean? Because I never offended any one of them. You know? Look at when I said to you, if you remember me telling you kids, if I don't get along with anybody, doesn't mean you have to, you know, you don't have to get along. You go see them, I don't mind.
You don't have a family feud complex.
You know?
Yeah.
I always say that if you remember me telling you, don't ever, listen, you go whether I like them or not. If I had a problem, that's my problem, not yours.
Right. You know, that's one of the reasons for that is that the geography is people, like if we all lived in Worcester or a town, you couldn't avoid bumping into one another. You know, you'd definitely be much closer, but you know, today's world, people just settle all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you know, I really can't understand this because we should be a real happy families, all of us, you know.
There's also got to be somebody in the family who pulls people together.
Well, I try to do that all the time I went down there. I always try to do that, but no way. The more I tried, the colder they got, okay? Even business, I try to pull everybody together.
Yeah.
I said, let's do it collectively, not as an individual.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Oh no, I used to get hoarse. I asked her, too bad you don't remember the arguments I used to get into. Let's put it this way, discussions.
Yeah.
Hey, my land down there, look at that. They filed me up there. I always try to give everybody an equal amount, equal shares. I didn't want more or less than anybody else. And I didn't want to have them more or less. Right. You get what I get, and you get what you get. You know, and be happy. No, my sister Dolly, she wanted everything, right? I wanted to put a store in there. I wanted to go up against a diner. Callie wouldn't let me in. She said, if you build a store down there, put a house on top of it, she says, I'm going to own part of it. I said, no, you aren't. You got your piece of property. Besides, you got the property, you got your house on for nothing, too. We have to pay for that, you know. And the lot between my mother's house and her house, that was ours, too, all the way down to Lincoln Street.
That's where if Grandpa...
It went from Lincoln Street to Seattle Street.
You know, if Grandpa were living...
but he wouldn't say nothing.
You think Auntie Dolly would be able to...
He wouldn't say nothing, no.
You're kidding.
No, because Rocky and him, Rocky just had his nose, you know, way up my father.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, because I thought your father was kind of... just kind of listening.
No way.
Wow.
No. And my father knows that I helped him a lot.
Well, he recognized that, too. He mentioned that.
I know he told somebody one time that, oh no, Pete did a lot for his house.
Wow. Did you ever play in a band or anything, or?
No, I used to go over here. We had kids that we used to pull around and what another had. Norman Skog, he became Sonny Houston. He used to play down in Florida. You ever heard of Sonny Houston?
No.
Well, that was Norman Skog. I used to play here with him. And then there was a show, what the heck is his name over here in Auburn? Sjogren boy. I used to go out there. Him and I used to play the banjo. We used to have a heck of a time. I used to go over to his house over in Auburn on Boyd Street, over near where Bill lives in the back there. And they used to have a little spa up on Webster. Well, it's Webster Street in Auburn, but right over the line. And I used to go to his house often, and we used to have a heck of a time. And then Toronto used to have different. We used to go to different organizations and play. You get up there and play as a group or play as a solo. Play a solo. Yeah, every one of us, yeah.
Now, where did you go to play like that?
Oh, we used to go out to we used to go out to the Fire Barn out in West Boylston, Sterling, and that place. And I forgot what other place we went to. We used to have some good sessions. And some of them girls used to play banjos. Were they good? Oh, they were good.
Yeah. So did you play in front of a lot of people?
What?
Did you play in front of a lot of people?
Yeah. We'd have sometimes a couple hundred people there.
Really?
In the audience. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We had some. Trono was a good banjo player. He was taught by the fellow on Summit Street, an Italian guy, and when he was a kid, and before you know it, he got to know more than a teacher. And the teacher says, "I can't teach you anymore."
Wow.
He was a clever guy, Trono.
Well, he must have been young when he was giving you lessons, though.
Yeah, he was. But and even when I had the station, right, I used to repair his car. I used to bring his car down to me and everything. I used to repair it and everything. And Chris Pendry used to have me and Trono we play, and he said, "Jesus Christ, Pete, you should hear yourself playing out here with me sitting here."
Wow.
Chris Pendry. He really enjoyed that.
Now this guy you were talking about before, this was it Skoglund or something?
Huh?
This guy you were talking about that played down in Florida?
Played down in where?
You said he played in Florida?
Sonny Houston.
So he went professional then?
Yeah, he went professionally. Norman Skog was his real name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Norman Skog, S-K-O-G.
When's the last time you ever saw him?
Huh?
When's the last time you saw him?
Oh, well, must have been years. Well, if we ever saw one another, I think we both started crying because we were great friends. Yep, Norman Skog, yep.
Now, was this before you met Mummy or before you went into service?
Oh, that was when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
I used to play at Lincoln Street School. Let's go up there and play, and, yeah.
Any of your teachers ever see you play?
Yeah, the teachers, yeah, we used to play for the teachers up there.
Really?
Well, Jimmy Riccardi used to play the violin. Norman Skog played the guitar. I played the banjo. Let's see, who else was a musician that I know of? No, there wasn't many more. No. Jimmy Riccardi. And the only trouble is what I didn't do one time, they had a reunion at Lincoln Street School, and the Riccardi boys were waiting for Pete DiBara to come in. But I never did go back to the reunion. No,
when was that?
Yeah, I should have went. I don't know why I didn't go.
When was that?
Lincoln Street School.
No, when?
My grammar school. Right, they had the reunion right at Lincoln Street School.
I know, when?
Oh, many years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
After you were married?
Yes,
oh.
Yep. Yeah, I was waiting for Pete DiBara.
I'm surprised you didn't get down there. Did you know about it?
I don't know if I know about it or not. I don't remember, to be honest with you. If I got a letter or something, I don't know. I don't remember. But I generally don't forget stuff. But, well, I had a lot of good friends. You know, I played all sports, football, basketball, baseball. Hockey is the only thing I didn't play. I play everything else. You know.
Jeez.
No, I mean, you did the best you could with what you had. You know, we didn't have much to offer as kids because, you know, some of the families had a bat and a glove and all the paraphernalia that goes along with that particular game, you know.
Yeah.
But we couldn't afford that. We didn't buy that stuff. If we did afford it, we gave the money to my mother so I could feed the family.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reason for that. That's the difference, you know.
Now, I think you told me before, but how old were you when you moved to the Lincoln Street house?
Say that again?
How old were you when you moved to the Lincoln Street house?
How long was I what?
When you moved to the Lincoln Street house.
Oh, God, let's see. Till I was 19, when I went to service.
Was that late?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. So you spent most of your life when you were growing up around where our grandpa's land was, right? Was it down there? Where you lived, where you grew up?
You mean I guess your grandpa's land?
Well, before you said you moved to the Lincoln Street house. You said when you were about 19?
No, that's when I left there to go to service.
No. When did you move there?
Oh, crap. When I must have been 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
5 or 6 years old. I mean, we came up from Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
I lived in Shrewsbury.
But when you lived in Shrewsbury, where did you live there?
Holden Street.
Holden Street?
Yeah, we lived, let's see now, I remember living in, I forgot, both parties, we lived in their homes upstairs, second floor. There's so many cockroaches, you come in the dark, they'll be stepping all crunch, crunch, crunch.
Oh my God.
Now, both families were named Trotter. One of the Trotters, right, was the people that owned Worcester Sand and Gravel.
Yeah.
My aunt's house. Well, we lived in their house on the second floor.
Now,
and you know that I was playing in the yard one day, and one of the Trotters dropped a big rock and hit me right in the head.
Really?
My father said my father's going to kill him.
What was he doing? He dropped the rock?
Just playing.
Oh, he intended to drop it on you?
I don't know how it happened, but they told me about it. My father told me about it. But I don't know what happened to him, but my father, boy, he was ripping.
So there must have been only like 3 of you living in the family? I mean, 3 kids at that point, huh?
Well, yeah, it must have been me, Millie, and Charlie.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah,
let's see. Well, let's see now. Tony. Oh, Me, Millie, and Charlie were born in Shrewsbury.
Oh, okay.
Tony, Dolly, and Pat were born on Lincoln Street.
Lincoln Street, okay. So that says, yeah.
Yeah.
But when you were living in Shrewsbury, you just had, it was only your family living in the apartment though, right? You weren't sharing it with anybody else.
No, we weren't sharing, no. Okay. We were all just at DiBara's. Yeah. I know we lived in the second floor when Trotter's house, then we lived in the second floor at Silverto's house, and then we lived in the second floor at the other Trotter's house, the one that was the sand and gravel.
How did you remember that? You were only 5 years old, you said, when you moved up there.
How do I remember?
Yeah. I mean, if you were only 5 when you moved to Lincoln Street, how did you know where you were living before then?
I know that. I used to walk all over the place. I used to be fishing. I used to go blueberrying, and I used to do all them things. And I used to go fishing for my grandmother down the lake with Sigamon, and I used to go into this private pond, a 5-ax pond, down there where the sand pit. And I used to see so much fish in there, and if I didn't catch any fish, in the lake with Sigamon, I'd throw my line in there, I'd be in the high grass, and I'd pull them out as quick as I could to go home. But I had my favorite fishing spots, where I could catch fish all the time.
Oh.
Then I picked blueberries from my grandmother, chop wood, go hustle wood.
Wow.
Help her in the garden, help her, and she always treated me good. Yeah.
Now this was, This was Santa Maria, right?
Santa Maria, yeah. There's nothing she wouldn't give me to eat or anything, She would never hide no food on me,
She had a lot of kids between...
Huh?
She had a lot of kids between the DiBaras and the Santa Marias there.
Oh, she had, what, about 15 children and only 3 lived?
Really?
Yeah, my father and 2 uncles.
Holy cow.
Yep.
What happened to the other ones? I mean, did they die at birth, or...?
Probably, she must have lost them during birth, or something, or maybe before they, were born or something, but she lost quite a few children. She'd have a baby, right, or something, and go right in the garden and work, I understand, after. It's the way the old one, but that's where the old timers used to be.
Yeah.
100 years ago.
No, when did
Get right up and go to work, huh?
When did she die? When did she die?
Let's see, must have been, I was working for Packard Company on Main Street, so let's see, that had to be about 1950, I guess.
Oh, really? About the same time that Mummy's mother died?
Just about the same time, because when Mummy's mother died, I used a Packard for the funeral.
Oh, okay.
Had to don't use your car, use my car, go on and get it. Take it to the funeral. So let me use the Packard. Yeah.
Wow.
I met a lot of friends with customers at the Packard Company because they had a real bad reputation.
Why?
Everybody would say to me when I come in here, I hope I don't leave my wallet here. I said, what made you say that? She said, well, every time I come in here, they've always taken most of all my money. And I wasn't that kind of a guy who was robbing anybody, only charge them what the book said to charge them. These other guys have hidden expenses in there which they didn't do at all, That's no good. That's no. I brought the business way up, and I made a lot of friends anyhow. And I took a personal interest in the people's car. If they said, my car doesn't start after it's a tune-up or anything, I'm having trouble in cold weather starting, my car's pulling to the right or something, and I've had in there 3 times to line it up. And I said, wait a minute. I'll be up and get your car in the morning. I said, just don't do nothing to it. I'll be up to start it in the morning. And a lot of times, most of the times, it'll be just a minor adjustment with the choke, you know what I mean? Either that, the fast idle wasn't kicking in or something, And then just like front end alignments. Good thing I did all that work, because I knew how to run the front end alignment machines and everything. So when I got to be service manager, they thought they could put stuff over my eyes, So, well, Frank had hired all his friends, motorcycle friends, which is a bad thing to do, Out the mountain, Harry DeLage, and I could go on and name a lot more of them, but it ain't worth naming them, Yeah. That's why I made more $5, $10 tips there than anybody, you know.
That's a pretty good tip then, too.
Huh?
That was a pretty good tip then.
Well,
Like
one of the guys that used to come in here as a customer, his name was Dave Nelson. He lived on Forsberg Street. He says, "Hey, Pete," he says, "how would you like to go to work for a Pontiac dealer?" It doesn't make any difference where I go to work. I says, he said, "Why don't you go down and talk to Bob Stocker? He's there looking for a service manager down there." I went down there. Who's the service manager with Al Proco? One-arm guy?
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't want no service manager. When I went down there, I went in there as a hydromatic transmission specialist. And the first, they threw more transmissions at me. This is, let's see if the guy knows what he's doing, right? No books. I didn't read no books or nothing. No looking up in the book or anything, specification or anything. And they used to see all the things put on the bench, you know, all the parts there. I have it dismantled completely, everything in it. They used to be talking. I didn't know that. So later on they said to me, we said, "You ain't never going to get that transmission back together."
Jeez.
But it always worked out. And I'd get it all done, road test it, bring it back, and say to the service manager, "When you get time, just go check that."
Now, how long did it take to take it apart and put it together again? Transmission.
Oh, I don't. Maybe sometime it took me a day and a half. Sometime a lot sooner.
Yeah.
It all depends how I felt. Why should I rush? I was getting paid salary, and I wanted to do the best job I knew how to do. You know, I didn't want no comebacks. I did that at Dolan's. I didn't have no comebacks. I did that at Stockhouse. No comebacks. You know. But, and Mr. Stockhouse. He treated me excellent. He was tickled to death with me. Even till this day, you know, somebody asks about Pete DiBara, and he has all good words, all good recommendations for me, and everything till this day. And he's still living with his wife. He's 90-something years old.
Wow.
He's in I forgot what used to be up here at Eddie's Pond, but his son took him out, and I forgot where he is now. What nursing home he's in. But he always treated me good. They all did. All the Stockhouses, even Al Proco, the service manager. I mean, I have a lot of respect for him, you know.
Did you go to Dolan's after that?
Huh?
Did you go to Dolan's after that?
No, I went from Dolan's to Metropolitan Packet, from Metropolitan Packet to Stockhouse Motors. From Stockhouse Motors, I went to the gas station, my own business.
Oh, it was from Stockhouse to the gas station.
Huh?
It was from Stockhouse you went to the gas station.
Yeah. Well, I used to go in there to buy my gas on the way home. So Archie Lindbergh says to me, "Hey," he says, "how'd you like to come to work for me here?" He says. And, well, I says, "I don't know, you know." So he made it so interesting and so lucrative for me. I says, "Well, I think I'll take the job, you know." And what happened, the government had impounded all his equipment because he couldn't pay his bills and everything. His father said, "You get him out of debt." He says, "Once he's out of debt, odds are ready," he says, "we'll let you take the station over with no money down, with just your accounts receivable. He said, collect that for me, and that's all you'll have to give me back," you know. You know, after about a year and a half or two, he was in the black. "Okay, Pete, you can take over the station next month."
Wow.
That's where it all came about. So I mortgaged a house, so I could fill up the gas tanks and buy all the oil inventory and everything. Yeah, but I paid it back in 3 months, you know.
Wow.
We had so many cars that wasn't funny. But it was hard work.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And the winter freezing, you know, you'd be washing cars, freezing your hands with no warm water.
I know. Yeah, it wasn't fun washing cars.
Well, you know, you washed them too.
Well, even pumping gas wasn't a lot of fun in the winter.
Yeah, pumping gas, hey.
And then you had to...
But I would do it all over. I mean, I never got disgusted with the job or anything, you know. Hey, I was making a good living.
How'd you get Uncle Pat involved in that?
Huh?
How did you get Uncle Pat involved in that?
Well, I asked him if he wanted to go in business with me, you know. Didn't cost him a dime. I put up all the money.
Yeah.
I put up the knowledge and everything, you know. My money, it didn't cost him a dime to come in for nothing. You know? And if we failed, I would have paid the loan off by myself. He wasn't going to pay it off, because I was the only one assigned for the thing, you know. I took it up against my home, you know. But it worked out well. I knew I could make it, you know.
Did Uncle Pat have any background in mechanics, though? Did he?
No, well, no, what did he have? Very little. He came along, he did very good. Tony's a good mechanic, so Charlie's a mechanic. Well, Pat was the younger, so he came along good with me, you know. He got so he could do stuff after. I mean, replace generators, maybe put on a carburetor, you know, and put on a voltage regulator, tell him what to watch out for, and how to energize the generator and stuff, you know. Hey, something he could do all the time. Not major. Well, he could do brakes too, exhaust system. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the two of you guys in there. It was just the two of you guys that were working in there, though. I mean, it was just the two of you in the station, though. I mean, you didn't really have any other help at all.
Oh, yes, I did. Hey, we had, when I first went in there, after what I bought, Stockhouse closed, and I had one of the top mechanics. He had Bob Stevenson.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then I had another mechanic that worked for Stockhouse. That's the only place I ever worked, Howie Merson.
I remember him.
Yeah, well, yeah, see, that's when I first started.
Stevenson, I remember.
Huh?
Stevenson, I remember. I said, I remember Stevenson.
Bob Stevenson?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Howie Merson, too. And then Charlie used to come in and help me once in a while, and then, well, no, he didn't come in and help me. He helped himself. Hey, can I use the pit to overhaul a Dynaflow? And Tony used to come in to work on his own car. And Rocky used to come in once in a while and help me. I don't know if he ever really, I don't know if he was completely honest with me. I don't know. I don't know that. I wouldn't check up on him. But I had a lot of people working nights, you know, that stayed open until 11 o'clock.
Wow.
Well, we first opened, they stayed there until 12.
Now, I remember closing at 10, though.
Huh?
I remember closing at 10.
Yeah, then we got it down at 10.
Yeah. In at 7 o'clock.
Huh?
In at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't much of a commute.
No, it wasn't. Well, a lot of times when my car was stuck or you couldn't start or something, I just walk across Greenwood Street there. Somebody see me walking, hey, what are you doing walking? So my car won't start.
Your car won't start? Oh, God. That's funny.
I could be wrong at that. My car always started, you know. Maybe somebody else had her. I only had one car or something, but always snowed in or something. I go out and walk up and somebody give me a ride up.
Yeah.
And, but then I got my Jeep. I used to plow the whole street down here.
Yeah, that's right. Unless it was a really big storm, but even then you'd make a path up here or something. I remember, like, you'd try to make a path up here, and then the plows would come in afterward. Come in and move everything around.
Well, look at all the nice accounts I had for winter months, you know. I had Coven Stearns.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I had Linquist Funeral Home. And all the little homes up and around that area. Oh, yeah, we had a lot of good customers call us up. And I used to get to them all, too.
And that's a good moneymaker when you had the plowing, because it's just your Jeep. You know, it's labor, basically.
When I saw that Jeep, this guy used to line front ends for me up, and I used to take them up on Massasoit Road, and I went in there, and I saw this Jeep parked in there, door, nothing. I said, hey, what do you want for that Jeep there? He said, $350, I guess. I said, I'll take it. I didn't care what was wrong with it, but it ran fine. I drove it home, and I forgot what his first name was Frank. I can't think of his last name offhand. And I bought it. So,
that was a good investment.
Huh?
That was a good investment.
And, oh, sure, what the heck, you see what they used to charge me to plow it out the station. You know, sometimes, you know, they plow my station and I have to sell gas all day long just to pay for the guy to plow the station out.
And then you could do your own, I mean, then you could do your own moving things around and get it the way you want it.
I made a lot of money for us that Jeep.
Yeah. Yep.
And I used to do what that dock was. It wasn't Hagberg. I can't think of the dock that was up there. I forgot, on Ekman Street. I can't think of his last name. Anyway, just do his yard. Everybody used to call us anyway. I just say, I'll put you down on the list. If we can get there, I'll get there. I says, but I have several people I have to go to first to call them first.
Well,
like I did Mrs. Spett's driveway.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you used to use that to go and start people up, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is another handy, you know the Jeep's going to get there.
Yeah.
And I remember you guys putting the chains on all the time in the winter.
Yeah,
that was a heck of a job.
That was an awful job.
Put them on, take them off.
Yeah, they go out in road service in the winter, and the guy needs a set of points. And I have nothing to tell him about, you always start him and bring him back, Well, you know what I do is clean up here and do my dishes.
Okay.
Okay. And get this done here. And that way here, I'll be relaxed. What are you going to do with all that stuff?